Hi. Hi students. Next topic in third module is file and record locking. Okay. Here multiple process perform read and write operation on the same file concurrently, means in the same time, in a same file at the same time there are multiple process like read and write operation can be performed. Okay, but there is a difficulty, means there is a difficulty for many purposes in determining when the other process can overwrite data in the file. Okay, that is the difficulty. Okay, so in order to overcome this drawback, overcome overcome from this difficulty, Unix and POSIX standard support file locking mechanism. So here we are going to use standard file locking mechanism. Okay, file locking is applicable for regular file. Only a process can impose a write lock or read lock on either a portion of a file or on the entire file. They are telling that only a process can impose, means either write lock or read lock can be performed at one time. Means if you are performing write lock, means you cannot do read lock, or you are doing read lock means you cannot do write lock. Okay, but you can perform this read lock or write lock either on portion of a file or entire file. Means read lock or write lock can be performed on portion of the file or on entire file. Okay, the difference between the read lock and write lock is that when write lock is set, it prevents the other process from setting any lower lapping read or write lock on the locked file. Means suppose we set the write lock, means what is the meaning of write lock here? Nothing but it's going to prevent the other process from setting any lower lapping read or write lock on the locked file. Means write lock ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ದಿ process from setting any overlapping read or write lock on locked file. Okay, that is the write lock is set. Same way, when read lock is set, it prevents other process from setting any overlapping write lock on the locked region. Okay, this is the write lock and read lock differences. Okay, the intention of the write lock is to prevent other process from both reading and writing the locked region while the process that set the lock is modifying the region. So write lock is termed as exclusive lock. Okay, means the another name for the write lock is exclusive lock. Okay, The use of read lock is to prevent the other process from writing to the locked region while the process that set the lock is reading data from the region. Means we are going to read the data from the read lock region. That is the difference between write lock and read lock. Here the another name for the write lock is exclusive lock. Why we are going to call exclusive lock? Here is the definition. Write lock is to prevent the other process from both reading and writing the locked region while the process is set the lock is modified the region. So write lock is termed as exclusive lock, where you are going to card read lock as a shared lock. Okay, other process are allowed to lock and read data from the lock region. Hence read lock is also called as shared lock. Okay, means for write lock we are going to call it as exclusive lock, where read lock we are going to call it as shared lock. Okay, file lock may be mandatory if they are enforced by an operating system kernel. Okay, they are telling that file lock may be mandatory if they are enforced by an operating system kernel. Okay, they are telling when file lock may be mandatory means if they are enforced by a OS kernel. Okay, if a mandatory exclusive lock is set on a file, no process can use the read or write system call to access the data on the locked region. They are telling if the mandatory exclusive lock is set on a file, no process can use the read or write system call to access data on the locked region. Means if there is a mandatory exclusive lock, then no process can use the read or write system call to access data on the locked region. Okay, this mechanism can be used to synchronize read and write of shared file by multiple process. Okay, if a process lock up a file, another process that attempt to write to the locked region are blocked until the former process release its lock. Okay, problem with mandatory lock is, what is the problem with the mandatory lock is, if a runaway process set a mandatory exclusive lock on a file and never unlock it, okay, then no other process can access the locked region of the until runaway process is killed or the system has to be reboosted. Means if you are going to set the mandatory lock, there is a problem. What is the problem? If a runaway process set mandatory exclusive lock on a file and never unlock it, means we cannot unlock it, then no other process can access the file region of the file until runaway process is killed, means to end, or system is to be reposted. ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ರೀಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ಅಥವಾ ರನ್ವೇರ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಕಿಲ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ no other process can be accessed locked region of the file. Okay, that is the disadvantage of mandatory lock. Okay, if locks are not mandatory, then it has to be advisory lock. Okay, the kernel at the system call level does not enforce advisory lock. They are telling that kernel at the system call level does not enforce advisory lock. Okay, this means that even though a lock may be set on a file, no other processors can still use the read or write function to access the file. That is the meaning of the advisory file. To make use of advisory locks, processes that manipulate the same file must cooperate such that the following the given below procedure for every read or write operation to the file. To try to set a lock at the region to be accessed. If this fails, the process can either wait for a lock request to become successful. After a lock is acquired successfully, read or write the lock region. And third step is release the lock. Means there are 3 steps. First, try to set a lock at the region to be accessed. Means first you have to try to lock at the region to be accessed. If this is fail, ನೀವು ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನೀವು ಲಾಕ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಆ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐದರ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಲಾಕ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲಾಕ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಲಾಕ್ ಈಸ್ acquired successfully means after lock is successful, read or write the locked region. A lock set ಆದಮೇಲೆ we can read or write the region. After read or write the region, we are going to release the lock. Okay, next, for example, if a process set a read lock on file, for example for the address from 0 to 256, okay, then set the write lock on the file from the address 0 to 512. Okay, the process will own only one write lock on the file from 0 to 12. Okay, means they are telling that first they will set the read lock from address 0 to 256. Okay, after setting read lock from 0 to 256, then set the write lock on the file from address 0 to 512. Okay, the process will own only the write lock on the file from 0 to 512, but read is also set, write is also set. Read is set from 0 to 256, where write is set from 0 to 512. Okay, but here what will happen, the process will own only a one write lock on the file from 0 to 12, but it's going to set only write lock function from 0 to 512. Why? the previous read lock from 0 to 256 is now covered by write lock. Means the first read lock na 0 ಇಂದ 256 ವರೆಗೂ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ರೈಟ್ ಲಾಕ್ನ 0 ಇಂದ 512 ವರೆಗೂ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Here you can observe that the right lock is cover the read lock also. Okay. The process is done not now 2 locks. Now we cannot done 2 locks. Means either we can perform read or write lock. So now right lock cover the read lock also. So you are going to perform only right lock from 0 to 512. Okay. This process is lock. This process is called lock promotion. Okay. Next, lock splitting. What is meant by lock splitting? Further, if a process now unlock the file from 128 to 480, it will own 2 write lock on the file. One from 0 to 127, where 228 to 480 it is unblocking of the file. Okay. The other part from 481 to 512, this process is called as splitting. Lock splitting means if a process now unblock the file from 128 to 480 means ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಅನ್ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಓನ್ 2 ರೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ನಾವು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 0 to 127 and 481 to 512 means there are 2 right lock parts. Okay, this is we are going to call it as lock splitting. Okay, Unix system provide the fcntl function to support file locking by using fcntl if it is possible to impose read or write locks on either region or on entire file. They are telling that Unix system provide fcntl function to support file locking by using fcntl is possible to impose read or write lock on either region or entire file. Means using fcntl function we can impose read or write lock on entire file or part of the file. Okay, here prototype of fcntl we already discussed in the previous sections. Okay, here hash include fcntl is header file. This is the function int fcntl. There are 3 argument. First argument specify the file descriptor, that is file open. Next, second argument command flag specified what operation has to be performed. Okay, if fcntl is used for file locking, then it can value as. Okay, these are the some of the values. F underscore set lk means what is the meaning of this is set a file lock, do not block if this cannot access immediately. Okay, next F underscore set lk KW. What is the meaning of this? Set a file lock and block the process until the lock is acquired. Next, F underscore get LK requires S to which process lack a specified region of the file. Means they are telling that acquired as to which process lack a specified region of file. For file locking process, the third argument to FCNTL is an address of a struct flock type variable. The variable specifies a region of file where lock is to be set or unset or acquired. Means the third argument will give the region where we can set or unset or acquired for the read and write operation. Okay, here struct flock, here short L underscore type. Okay, here what is the meaning of L underscore type? What lock to be set or to unlock file. Next, short L underscore whence refers address for the next field. Okay, mean it's going to give the reference address for the next field. Next, L start offset from the events reference address. Okay, next, L underscore LAN. How many bytes in the locked region that going to give by this one. L underscore PID. PID of a process which has to lock the file. Okay, here the L underscore type field specify the lock type to be set or unset. Means S type field specify the lock type to be set or unset. Okay, the possible value which are defined in the fcntl.h header, and their users are here. There are three possible values for the L underscore type. First one is F underscore read lock. What is the meaning of F underscore read lock? Set a read lock on the specific region. Okay, means setting. Next, F underscore write lock. Set a write lock on a specific region. Okay, next, unlock means unset. Unlock a specific region means we know that what is the meaning of L underscore I underscore type field specified. Okay, here it's going to specify lock type to be set or unset. And next is for this one L underscore whence. Okay, L whence and L start and L LAN define region of file to be locked or unlocked. Okay, the possible values of L whence and their users are, you can see that L whence value sick underscore char means the lstart value is added to current file pointer address means the where is the current file pointer, from there we are going to there we are going to add istart value is added to current file pointer address. Okay, sick underscore set the lstart value is added to bit 0 of the file means from start. Okay, next sick underscore end lstart value is added to end of the file. There are the possible values events and their users are. Where you have to start means there are three values. One is seek current means where is the current pointer, from there we are going to start. Seek set means from the starting of the file. Seek underscore end means of from ending of the file. Okay. The lock set by the FCNTL API is an advisory lock, but we can also use FCNTL for mandatory locking process with the following attributes set before using FCNTL. Okay, turn on the set GID flag of the file means turn on the set group ID flag of the file. Next, turn off group execute write permission of the file. Okay, this is the two. Next, in the given example program we have performed read lock on the file name is Divya from the 10 byte to 28 byte means they are telling that in the given example program have to be performed read lock means you have to read the content from 10th byte to 25th byte in the file Divya. Okay, these two are header files. Main program will start int ft file descriptor struct flock lock. Okay, fd file descriptor is equal to open which file we have to open Divya and what mode, read only mode. Okay, lock dot l type means f underscore read lock means here set a read lock on specific region means we have to set the read lock on specific region. Okay, next lock dot l vens is equal to 0. L vens means here refer address for the next field. Next lock dot l start means where you have to start, you have to start from 10th bytes. Okay, l underscore lan, what is the meaning of this? How many bytes in the locked region means ಆ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ನ ನಾವು ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 15 bytes means 15 ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ means they are telling that 10 to 25 ಅಂದರೆ between 10 to 25, how many bytes will come? 15 bytes. Okay. 15 bytes of content you have to read. Okay. Next, FCNTL FD means file descriptor. F underscore set log is the command flag. Okay. Command flag and log at log is the third argument. Okay. Means this is the example for to perform read log on file Divya from 10 byte to 25 byte. Next topic is directory file API. Directory file API is a record oriented file. We know that in directory it is going to contain record of something. So we are going to call it as record oriented file. The another name of directory file is record oriented file, where each record store a file name and the inode number of file that resides in that directory. A directory file is a record oriented file where each record stored a file name or inode number of file that resides in that directory. Okay, directories are created with the mkdir API, deleted using rmdir API. The prototype of mkdir is include system slash state.h include unistandard.h. Okay, this is the function for make directory. There are two arguments. First argument in the path name of the directory is to be created. Next, second argument is mode. Specify the access permission for owner, group, or others to be assigned to the file. This function creates a new empty directory. Okay, means mkdir is going to create the new empty directory. The entries for 1.2. are automatically created. The specified file access permission mode are modified by the file mode creation mask of the process. Okay, to allow a process to scan directories in the file system independent manner, a directory record is defined as struct direct in the direct.h header for Unix. Okay, some of the functions that are defined for directory file operation in the above headers are here. You can see that open directory, read directory, close directory, rewinder functions is there. What is the what is the use of open directory? Open a directory file for read only. Return a file handle dir for further reference of the file. Next, read directory. Read a record from the directory file referred by the file directory file descriptor and return that record information. Next one is rewinder. Reset the file pointer to the beginning of the directory file defined by dir means directory file descriptor. The next call to read directory will read the first record from the file, means we are going to rewind, means we are going to come from the first. Close dir, close the directory file referenced by directory file descriptor. An empty directory is deleted with the function rmdir API. The prototype for the rmdir is hash include unistandard.h int rmdir, means remove directory. There is a only one argument, that is path name, means we are going to delete the file through the path name. If the link count of the directory becomes 0 with the call and no other process as the directory open, then the space occupied by the directory is freezed. Okay, Unix system have defined additional functions for random access of directory file records. Some functions are tell directory, means return the file pointer of a given directory underscore file descriptor. Seek directory, change the file pointer of the given directory file descriptor to specified address. Okay, these are the some of the functions we are going to use in the file descriptor file API. Here we can create or remove the directory using two functions, that is mkdir API. To remove directory we can use rmdir. Okay, here mkdir is represented by the prototype. Here there are two arguments, one is path name and another one is mode. Where for remove directory there is a one argument. Okay, and for using mkdir function we can use some of the function like open dir, read dir, rewind dir, close dir. Okay, and some of the other functions are tell dir, seek dir. Okay, this is the end of directory file API. Class we are going to discuss device file APIs. Okay, thank you.